Welcome, it's Pastor Michael Golden Jr. And of course, we've all taken the trek from 2019 to 2020. 2020 at Greater Emmanuel Temple is indeed the year of clarity and divine focus. It's one thing to go through in life. It's another thing to go through and not understand the why. It's another thing to live life, but to live it just out of focus, unable to discern the threats that are around you and appropriately be able to respond. But in this season, the book of Mark, the 8th chapter, leads us as we follow Jesus, moving through the New Testament into a city called Bethesda. There's a young man that is brought to Jesus, and he is blind and cannot see. Now, the victory is not in the beginning of the pericope, but it is in the end of the pericope, because it is in verse 24 that Jesus spits on his eyes, and not only spits on his eyes, but lays hands on his eyes. And he begins to be able to see. How many leave Jesus in the 24th verse? But I'm so glad that for those of you who stuck out 2019, you're not stuck being able to see, but just seeing men as trees. But the Bible declares that Jesus asked him, "What do you see?" And he says, "I see, but I see men as trees." Jesus says, "I'm glad you can see, but I want to make sure you see what I see." And so in the 25th verse, we find Jesus laying hands on that young man again, and his sight being completely restored, meaning now he had clarity. He could see not only, but he could see what God saw. And not only did he see what God saw, but in the 25th verse, we find he got divine focus. What is divine focus? Divine focus is spiritual discernment. How many of us can see, but we're unable to discern that is stealth and covert? I decree and declare before you and God today, the 2020 will be the year that you will be able to not only see, but you will be able to discern that stealth, that covert action that the enemy is hiding behind and hiding under. And you'll be able to tactically, through the Spirit and anointing of God, be able to war off every weapon that is formed against you. So I decree and declare to you, in the year of 2020, no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. Welcome to the year of 2020. Welcome to the year without glasses, sight only. The blessings of the Lord be on you.